Where will you have this?
Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. What I just showed you was a news clip of a couple that I'm going to show you soon about this disgusting act that Kamala Harris and the Biden administration have perpetrated, in my opinion, with someone from the Atlantic newspaper. I think they said, how convenient, in order to spread some more lies and disinformation against Donald Trump, and at the expense, okay, of a female military soldier that was murdered. Okay, if the Democrats and the Biden administration couldn't stoop any lower, pulling something like this, I don't know how much lower they can get. Okay, if anybody was watching a video a little earlier today, I had to delete it. I'm re-uploading it. Something went wrong with the upload. The first 3 minutes were blacked out, so I'm putting the video back on tonight. I hope you guys watch it. It looked like I had gotten 4 views already before I deleted it, but I just I had to get rid of it so I can redo it. But what this is all about is something that, like I said, I believe the Biden administration got into in cahoots with Kamala in order to pull this out, knowing that she's tanking in the polls like a damn cinder block, okay, in the middle of the ocean. And this is something that I'm going to repeat later on, I believe, later in the video. But you need to watch this whole video, okay, and understand that what these people are doing is just flat out disgusting. It truly is. And I'm going to point out a few things in the video so you can see how things are how the Democrats are doing things, okay, in Washington, and all they could keep doing is saying that Donald Trump is the one that's the existential threat to this country and the people. So with that being said, let's get to the next video clips, and I'll put more thoughts into it. Here we go.
All right, all of this happening with just 13 days until Election Day. No surprise there. Let's bring in Kash Patel. He's a senior national security advisor to former President Trump and served in Trump's first administration at the Pentagon. So, Kash, first of all, let's address what the vice president said a moment ago, that Trump is praising Hitler, according to John Kelly, his former chief of staff, who was also the Secretary of Homeland Security. He doesn't want a military that's loyal to the Constitution. He wants a military that's loyal to him. You worked in the Pentagon. What do you say?
Hey, it's great to be with you. Thanks for having me. Look, I was president of the staff of the Department of Defense, and what I saw was a man withdraw out of multiple theaters of conflict. What I saw was a commander-in-chief who brought home over 50 hostages and detainees from around the world. That's more than every president before him combined. What I saw was a man at almost every single dignified transfer of the fallen and spent countless hours with the families of the fallen, giving them the love and care that they need, and most importantly, securing the financial assistance that they need. I saw this man host these individuals and their families in the Oval Office. I saw him prioritize our veterans and our uniformed military members to make sure they had the weapons that they needed and the munitions that they needed, especially if we were going to send them overseas to fight another man's war. And I saw, most importantly, more than anything, invoke the Constitution when it came to the National Command Authority and execute the mission, the no-fail mission of the United States of America and the Department of Defense to secure our freedom. So they can print whatever they want, and we could talk about the Vanessa Guillen story. I was there as his chief of staff at the Department of Defense for that one, but I saw a man as a commander-in-chief and President Donald Trump who fought our veterans in the uniforms of the military. And if they want to call him Hitler and try to print out more disinformation, I guess that's all they got, because Kamala Harris could have brought home the hostages right now in Israel from a war she started with $7 billion she gave to Iran, and she hasn't brought home any of them. She started 2 more world wars.
All right, so you mentioned Vanessa Guillen, who was that young soldier at Fort Hood, Texas, who was murdered, and then her body was dumped in some wetlands.
Unbelievable.
This article in The Atlantic that talks about Trump praising Hitler's generals also talks about the idea that in December of 2020, after meeting with the family in the Oval Office, and I attended that meeting, I was the pool reporter that day, that he had offered to pay portion of her funeral costs. There was a meeting, you were there, Chris Miller was there, the acting Secretary of Defense, Mark Meadows was there, Ben Williamson was there, I believe Mark Milley was there as well, where the subject of the funeral and the payment came up. Trump apparently said he was upset with the cost of the funeral that he had agreed to pay for, said something disparaging about her, and refused to pay. Was any of that true?
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry, people. Let me pause it for a second. I don't know where Cash Patel is video conferencing from, but it's his connection that's messed up. It's not mine.
Trump, when we brought to the attention the tragic murder of serving in our armed forces, President unilaterally stated we are going to give her the honor and dignity she needs and her family assistance she needs. President Trump ensured that the Department of Defense gave Vanessa Guillen full military honors and paid for the entire financial package that was needed to secure and honor her memory. And if you don't want to believe me, a person who was there in the Oval Office along with Chris Miller, then believe the family. Vanessa Guillen's own sister and mother came out yesterday and specifically said that Donald Trump could not have been more gracious, caring, and loving as a commander-in-chief. And they said that what the Atlantic printed were outright lies, and they are desecrating the memory of the fallen. It is absolutely disgusting for me, who ran the Department of Defense, to see the politicization of our members, of our men and women who wore the cloth of our nation to defend us and our freedoms, and then to come out at the 11th hour to try and make up more stories. It's better that we question the folks and the sources like the Mark Milley's of the world, who took it upon himself to call our enemies in China and discuss war planning operations and politicize the Department of Defense rather than execute the National Command Authority and safeguard our mission. We are so sorry that Vanessa Guillen's family is going through this, but Donald Trump ensured that the DOD would pay for it. And what he said afterwards was maybe even more convincing of his commander-in-chief's command. He said if the military didn't pick up the tab, he would in its entirety. That's the commander-in-chief I want.
I want to come back to what the Vice President said in just a moment, but again, it was July 30th, 2020. I was in the Oval Office, I was the poll reporter when Vanessa Guillen's family, including Myra, her sister, were there. Here's what her sister said to the president about him meeting with the family, and he did it privately, and then opened up the Oval Office meeting to cameras because he wanted to get more attention placed on this. Listen to what Myra Guillen said.
You know, before I play the rest, once again, I'm going to say it again. To all you people out there on the left that have served in the military, that are voting for Kamala Harris, if this does not piss you off, okay, I'll say it again, and you're going to take this with a grain of salt and say whatever and still vote for her, you're part of the problem also. Okay? Plain and simple. It's funny how people on the left, they can come out and say that all these people, all these military officials that support Trump, okay, that they're the enemy, okay, and yet something like this comes up, okay, what, 2 weeks before the election, which, by the way, earlier today at work, I was going to give it another week, okay, because of my schedule, and when this came up in my feed on my phone, as soon as I left work, okay, I went and voted, read right down the whole damn line, okay? And I encourage everybody who this pisses off, get out there and vote red right down the damn line. Don't give the Democrats any fucking room. Any room. Okay? Because this is disgusting. And I'm going to get to the part that not only did this piss me off, something else that should piss off both sides of the aisle. I'll point it out when I get to it. Let's continue.
I want to thank you for taking the time, taking us in. It's an honor to be able to meet you, and I know you're going to help us. And, you know, honoring our sister, passing the bell, and of course, I want to point out how is it that her chain of command failed drastically.
Yeah, I mean, there was quite a moment there. It was somber, it was respectful. I know the family very much appreciated it. All right, let's come back to what the Vice President said a minute ago. This was at the top of her remarks. Listen here, Cash.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former Chief of Staff, John Kelly, a retired 4-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had.
Okay, now I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to rewind this just a bit. And this is where this should piss off everybody on both sides. Okay? I'm going to play it again, and I'll point it out.
Marks, listen here, Cash.
That right there. Who's the president of the United States right now? That's right. For as painful as it is to say, it is Joe Biden. Why in the hell is Kamala Harris walking out? Okay? Out to the White House lawn as if she's addressing the nation. She's not the president. And for her to come out in this setting, look what it says here. President of the United States. She is not the president. Why is she addressing the nation with this? Think about that. All you people on the left say that democracy, okay, is being threatened. Yeah, by your girl. Okay? Why is she acting like she's addressing the nation on this? Where is Joe Biden? And you people want to say that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. This woman is walking out to address the nation on the White House lawn, standing in front of the seal of the President of the United States. When was the last time anybody ever seen a vice president do this? I'll wait for the comments. Let's listen to what this bag has to say.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens.
Straight up lies. Straight up lies. What this woman is saying. And you know that what she's saying is a damn lie. She knows that what she's saying is a lie. Okay? The threat from within that Donald Trump is talking about are people like her. Okay? You people on the left cannot be so damn blind to think that this is okay. And yet you have people coming out on social media saying that she is a breath of fresh air to this country. Never got voted in for the presidency. Never got voted to win the primary. Basically ousted, okay, Joe Biden. It was a damn coup. And 2 weeks before the election, all this time that they came up with this information, this is the new low. And the reason why I said that yes, the Biden administration is in on this is because of what she's doing right now. Coming out into the White House lawn in front of the presidential seal, making a statement to the whole world, to the whole United States, if you just want to go that far, as if she's addressing the nation with a flat out damn lie. And you people are okay with this? Who's acting like the dictator now?
And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within, like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans.
This woman is disgusting.
All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is, from the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist.
Wow.
Who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one and vowed to use the military as his personal militia.
Wow.
To carry out his personal and political vendettas. Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable. And in a second term, people like John Kelly would not be there to be the guardrails against his propensities and his actions. Those who once tried to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses would no longer be there, and no longer be there to rein him in. So the bottom line is this: we know what Donald Trump wants. He wants unchecked power. The question in 13 days will be, what do the American people want?
So, Cash, I'm not quite sure.
You believe that? And then she's going to walk away, okay, as if she just finished addressing the nation. You know, everything that the left is saying that Donald Trump will do or wants to do, they are doing it. Why, oh why, would the Biden administration let Kamala Harris walk out onto the White House lawn in front of the presidential seal to make a statement like this is beyond me. She is the vice president of the United States. She should be out somewhere, I don't know, maybe in Singapore taking some fucking pictures at a zoo. Okay? Schmoozing with the people, trying to make some kind of trade deals. No, she's in front. Okay? Again, in front of the presidential seal, making a statement, belittling and lying about Donald Trump, on top of the fact of using a soldier that was murdered, using her death, knowing very well what Donald Trump told the family, that the family came out and just totally shot this whole thing down, and she still has the nerve to stand there and say that Trump is the enemy, Trump is the problem, Trump is the factor that is going to destroy this country, that he is the threat. And you people on the left are telling me that you're okay with this? When was the last time they had any... You know, for as much as people say that Pence didn't like Trump, okay, did Pence ever come out and make a statement like this? Did he ever come out onto the White House lawn? Has anybody seen any vice president do that? Because I've never seen it. Who in the hell do who? I can't even get the damn words out, man. This is crazy. This is crazy.
sure why a presidential candidate comes out to react to a story in the way that she did, particularly a story.
Let me go back to see what he says.
So, Cash, I'm not quite sure why a presidential candidate comes out to react to a story in the way that she did, particularly a story that, even if it were true, is at least 4 years old, and not older than that, because John Kelly was gone as chief of staff not too far into the administration. And why would it come out now, just 13 days until Election Day?
Because they want to put President Trump and his powerful national security policy on defense. We are not going on defense. When President Trump was a commander-in-chief, he went on offense. He ended the forever wars. He crushed the narco traffickers. He brought home hostages. He ended child sex trafficking. And he was brave enough to use military assets in an expansive order to keep not only Americans safe, but the global world order safe. He made sure the DOD was no longer politicized and weaponized. Every one of the names she mentioned, all those individuals begged and auditioned to be in the positions they got. And when President Trump told them that the Department of Defense is a civilian chain of command, just like President Washington and our Constitution designated it to be, they did not like that. They were fighting off 60 years of the defense industrial complex owning the Department of Defense, and Donald Trump restored civilian authority to the chain of command. And he executed that when he asked for an investigation of Vanessa Guillen's death, tragic death, so we know what actually happened, and so the military could provide her the full honors and designation she deserves. That's the commander-in-chief they want. What they want now is us to react to headlines, and I'm going to remind the world what Donald Trump did as our commander-in-chief, and I am going to remind the world that he was the one that did not politicize it and did not bend the knee to Washington, D.C. and the generals that have been going in and out of the defense industrial complex, raking in tens of millions of dollars off of another man's war and sending men and women to die for matters that aren't our own. That's what they are afraid of, that President Trump will restore the DOD, the civilian chain of command the Constitution demands, and safeguard this world and our nation.
I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, it's just gone beyond. It's gone beyond the norm with what's going on, okay, with these Democrats. I mean, for her to keep using Millie's name, okay. Let me tell you something. Like I said it before in one of my other videos, okay. One of my subscribers left a comment about Millie that was nothing. It wasn't threatening. It wasn't anything like that. When I went to respond and I pressed send, all of it was deleted. Right away. Deleted. And you expect me to believe anything that comes out that man's mouth? Or out of the mouths of anybody that's attacking Trump that was in his circle? I'm a nobody. Okay, I'm just a content creator that went and just wanted to respond to an opinion about this man. And that's how deep it goes that the fucking comment was deleted. And Kamala Harris wants to talk about that Donald Trump and his people are a threat to democracy? Really? And then you're going to come up with stories like this. I have family. I have a niece in the military. This is a disgrace for them to come out and make up a story like this. Okay? And I'll say one more. That if it is true, I will be the first one to say that is a disgrace. For if it is true that he said it, I will be just as pissed. Okay? But why is it every single time it's always hearsay about Donald Trump? Is that what we've come down to, people? That hearsay constitutes the Vice President of the United States to stand on the White House lawn in front of the President to seal as if she's the President, to just go out there and talk, make a comment or give a response to hearsay, to a rumor, as if it's fact, and then point at this man and say that he's the threat to democracy? Like I said it before, I don't know if I did, but I'm saying it again. This is what made me go out today and vote red. See, I voted red all the way down. Not that I wasn't going to vote. I was going to wait another week. When I seen this, I said, you know what? It's never too early. Okay? Never too early. And it's never too early or too late for many of you people on the left to open up your eyes and see the woman that you want to put in the White House that will pull some stunt like this, man. So she goes and she uses a dead woman's name again, mind you, okay, comes out and makes a comment, leaves a statement about something that there is no proof besides what some guy came on and said that his sources, once again, no proof. And then she does it in presidential fashion as if she's, again, I'll say it, as if she's the president. But then she'll come out and say that Donald Trump says he's going to be a dictator on day one. Who looks like the dictator now? Who was the one out there pushing propaganda? Who's the one out there in front of the White House that doesn't have no authority to be in front of that mic? Okay? Standing behind a presidential seal, making statements. Think about that. Think about that. And I know many of you are going to be okay with it. All that's going to prove is that you're part of the problem. That's the threat that Donald Trump talks about. The inside threat to this country. It's people like her and people that no matter what she does will follow her. And this is all in your faces. All in your faces. And in all honesty, just like the Democrats always do, when they're done with you or you fall out of line, you're no good to them. Okay, remember that also. They've proven that time and time again. That's why so many people are leaving their party. Okay? This is just, this is straight up wrong. And you know it deep down inside. You know it's wrong. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. Also, I'll be leaving a link to Loza Alexander's Gifts and Go campaign. And I can't even finish what I got. Look, people, this is just crazy. Okay? This has got me so damn heated. But I'll try it again. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. So remember, people, stay vigilant. Keep praying for each other. Keep praying for the women and the children. Pray for this country. Pray for your enemies. Pray for Donald Trump. And don't forget to get out there and vote. Peace.